Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 3 of our top 5 keto eating mistake virtual training that we're doing all week at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you for joining us again today. My name is Emily Countryman. I'm the owner of Ideal Wellness, and we have multiple weight loss and wellness clinics here in Washington State. And we also offer virtual coaching. So I just want to thank everyone for joining. If you haven't already, we would love for you to go register for this event. That way you'll get reminders when we're going to go live, and you'll also get the free PDF workbook that goes along with all of these trainings. And it also has some good recipes in there and tips to help you on your keto journey. So you can do that at idealwellness.com/register. Just enter in your email and you'll get all the information right away. And you'll definitely want to be registered for that because we have something good that will come on Friday in the email for that. If you haven't already watched day 1 and day 2, I would definitely love for you to go back and do that. You can just scroll up on our Facebook page here and find those other videos. And if you have any questions on the topics that we talked about there, you can leave them on the comment there or comment now live, and I would love to answer your question. And I would also love to know if you've had success with the first 2 tips. Day 1 was more understanding what ketosis was, but day 2 talked a lot about fat and dietary fat. So I'd love to know if you implemented that and how it's going, or if you have any questions on that, just let me know. And if you have any questions, just type them in and I will answer them. So a little bit about Ideal Wellness and why clients come to see us. And they come obviously because they're wanting to lose weight, but not only that, they're wanting to get healthier. And our job as coaches, and what we really take a lot of pride in, is educating our clients on how their body's gaining weight, how they can lose weight, and how they can actually keep the weight off forever, because it's not just about weight loss, it's about weight maintenance at our office. And so that's why we're doing this free live training this week, because we want to help everybody, whether or not they'll ever come to Ideal Wellness or be virtual clients of ours, understand keto better and understand how it can work for them and how they can be successful at it, because there are a lot of misconceptions out there about it. And we see a lot of people struggling to lose weight doing just a traditional DIY or do-it-yourself keto eating plan. So all that being said, I'm going to jump into the mistake for today, and that is the mistake of not planning ahead and not tracking. So if you are doing keto on your own, you definitely need to be planning ahead with what you're going to be eating that day, that week, especially if you're doing your own macro plan. So again, macros, we talked about that a little yesterday: fat, carbs, and protein. There's a very specific way to do macros. It's going to depend per person, but to lose fat doing a keto plan, you're going to want to be at very specific macros, because if your fat is too high or too low, it's going to affect it. If your carbs are too high or too low, it's going to affect it, and so on. So if you are not planning ahead, then you could get to lunchtime and have 100 carbs in your day, which if you're doing keto, that's going to be too many. So definitely that's something that we highly, highly recommend. If you if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So a couple tips on getting a good plan going is to figure out what your macros are. One thing clients love about our program is that it's done for you. They don't have to worry about macros, counting them, tracking them, adding up calories, any of that stuff. We've already done that for you, and we took all the confusion and the hard work out of it. But if you are doing this on your own, then you're going to want to sit down and figure out, okay, my macros are X, Y, and Z. Here's what that looks like on my day. One of the best ways to do that is with any type of digital app, because it will tell you, okay, if you eat that apple, it's going to have this, this, and this in it for the macros, rather than having to go and look it all up yourself. But again, without a plan, you'd get to dinner time and realize that maybe you still need to get 40 grams of fat in your day, but you've already had too many carbs and too much protein. I mean, you're not just going to eat purely fat for dinner, I'm guessing. It's also going to come in handy, especially right now as everybody is in a quarantine with how you're doing your grocery shopping and what food you have available in your house, because you don't want to get to dinner and go, shoot, all we have is frozen pizza left over. And if that doesn't fit what you're eating for the day or fit your macros, then you'll probably instantly be knocked out of ketosis. So planning is totally crucial in doing this. So the other thing with planning, so kind of the other side of that coin, is making sure your meal journaling. So that's kind of a bonus tip or mistake that we see. This is something that we harp on with our clients all the time in the clinic, because without journaling, even just for yourself, you won't know where you went wrong, or I don't want to say wrong, but went astray or fell off of your eating plan. So it's a really important time to be doing meal journaling and meal planning, especially if you need to, make your grocery list if you're only going out to get groceries, once a week or once every other week. You don't just want to be left with what you have at the house and, again, have like a frozen pizza or only pasta left over or something like that, because that's not going to fit, for the most part, a keto plan. Also, I would definitely recommend, there's a great documentary. It's called Just Eat It, and I think it's on Amazon Prime. And that will hopefully encourage you to use up all the foods you have. And the best way to do that is with a plan. So making sure you go through and figure out, okay, here's everything that we have. Here's how it will fit my keto eating. Maybe you are just new to this keto plan and you have a bunch of canned goods or pastas or things like that, and you can take them to the food bank so that they don't go bad, and make sure that you're eating foods according to what your eating plan is. And then the other thing about meal journaling, this can be such a simple thing to do. So for our clients, we have these really great paper journals for them. I'm a fan of paper. We also have an app. It's called Shift Set Go. You can download that. And in there, we have a meal prep and a meal journal. So every 7 days, because that's when clients come and visit their coach, they're making a plan so that the coach can review it with them and say, okay, this looks great on the plan, or this is something that we might want to adjust. But then they're also going through and doing the actual follow-up work. So writing down what they did eat. One way I like to do it too is I'll just take the meal journal page and I'll write down what I plan to eat that day on my journal as if I've done it, because then I can know exactly, like, oh, wait, I'm going to, be needing to eat another meal earlier or later, because that's what's going to fit my day for my eating program. And then I can just check it off as I get to that point in my day that I did have it. That'll help me get all my water in, all my vegetables in, that type of thing. But the other thing you can do is just get a simple little notebook. It can be as easy as just writing down, here's all the things I had. I would encourage, if you're doing that, to write down the serving size of how much you had, and also the time that you had it, because that will help you identify different, we call them trigger times at our clinic, of what time of day are you realizing that, wow, things are getting really difficult for you in your eating? Is it late at night? Is it before lunchtime? And then for the next day, you can kind of start to change what you're doing so that those trigger times aren't as difficult for you. One thing we'll tell clients with trigger times is to identify trigger times, trigger places, trigger restaurants, trigger people that are causing you to have that trigger and kind of go off track a little bit. So if you do that in your journal, you might quickly in a day or two realize that, wow, between 6 and 8 p.m. is my hardest time. And then you can decide, okay, I'm going to plan for more food in that time and less food from 9 to noon, because I'm not as hungry there. So again, having a plan is going to help you dramatically with that type of tip. The other thing as far as meal journaling go is that, and this is not something that I'm just making up, but I can almost guarantee that you will lose twice as much weight if you meal journal. And that is because a study has been done on weight loss that people that journaled 1 or more times a week, that did a meal journal, lost twice the weight of those that journaled fewer than 1 times a week. So if you were against journaling before, hopefully just that little trick that tip will encourage you to meal journal, because you could be losing twice the weight just journaling. And like I said, you could just write it down in a book. It would take you less than 5 minutes. So if there was something that took me less than 5 minutes and I'd lose twice the weight if I was on my weight loss journey, I'd be all about that. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. So if you're struggling with your weight right now, if you're struggling doing a DIY keto program, make a plan and use a journal because you can double your weight loss. It could just be that easy. So today I want to challenge you to doing a plan and doing a journal. I'll take one or the other, but if you do both, like I said, the way I do it is just write down my plan and then check it off as I do it and maybe record the time that you do it. That would be such an easy way to get it done. If you do that, I would love for you to take a photo of it and then tag us either on Facebook or on Instagram. It's Ideal Wellness WA for Washington. And on Friday, so any that I see between today and Friday, I'm going to pick at random a name and you're going to win a $25 Ideal Wellness gift card. And that can be used at any of our locations or online. So you don't have to live local to us because we do virtual coaching and shipping of everything. And we have a lot of great products that can support a DIY keto program as well. So take a picture of your meal journal or your meal plan, or better yet, both. I'll give you 2 entries if you do both of them. And then make sure you tag us and I will pick a winner on Friday. So thank you guys all for tuning in each day to our virtual live training for our top keto eating mistakes. I will be live again tomorrow at 9:30. I'm probably most excited, other than Friday, I saved the best for last, but I'm probably most excited for tomorrow's topic because it is the one thing that once you understand, you will understand why your body is retaining fat and gaining fat and how to eliminate it. And this something it took me a while to really grasp. I'm going to try to break it down as simple as possible tomorrow. Once you get that, you will completely understand how this program works, why this program works, and be able to start losing weight again. And again, if you haven't registered, go to idealwellness.com/register, and you will get reminders of each video, and you will get the PDF workbook that goes along with this mini trainings. So, okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this training, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.